Yeah, how are you, YouTube, man? Fucking Maloney here, the main man. Maloney. Are you know Maloney? Or Maloney, the fucking ginger lad. I'm Maloney, the fucking half scouse, fucking mongrel lad. You know Maloney. Maloney, the fucking mad bastard. Remember Maloney? You play rugby there with the boys during the lunch break at school, man. Maloney, the one with the Russian dog. The one that's eating the fucking bit of chicken korma I made earlier on, but it wasn't chicken because I didn't have chicken and I wanted to go to the shop and get chicken, but I didn't want to leave the kids by themselves, so I just used feta cheese, man. You know what I mean? And David Weld, he showed up in the chat. Ronan McKillop. Liverpool has just beaten Arsenal 3-1, which was a nice touch. Fucking Man City lost yesterday. 4-1, man, at home. And you're like, what's going on? Zach Quinn, Danny Hertzler, Donald Cotter, all the boys, man, all the boys. I got the haircut, hey. I got the haircut. Not too bad, not too bad. I'm like fucking Macklemore, or fucking Rory Macklemore. Oh shit! I just realised I haven't plugged in the old Yeti mic. I was like, this is going very well. Can you hear me all right there? Can you? Looking stylish. Fair play to Ronan McKillop. Fair play. Appreciate that. Bakey blinders chop, Ruben Paddy. All right, Ruben, mate. You're looking sharp as Larry Mullen, hey. That fucking lad's sharp. What I'll do is I'll stick in the old fucking Yeti, mate. Fucking old Yeti, mate. Fucking get on it, alright. To my friend Yosef, I said I'd call you back, and he'd be like, I saw your live stream. I'd be like, fair play, mate. Zachine Queen wants a bit of a chat on the Discord. We can open a bit of chat later on, Zach. You can talk about school and stuff. How you're getting on. I dropped this. Fucker. How are you all doing anyway? How's everyone getting on? Good to see you. It's been a heavy weekend, man. It's been a heavy weekend. So I'm sticking to the tea. I'm going for the old sober October, which is it'll be boring enough. But I think I might just need to. This year has been an incredible year of being on the piss, and you know yourself. I'm not the only one who thinks that. Speaking to a lot of people who have given up the drink for a while. And for me, what I want to do is give up the late nights and the pissing about and get into fuck that old Nico beast, man. Fuck that old sober crack is right. But I don't know, it'd be nice to get back into solid shape. It's bad news when you wake up in the fetal position and you think to yourself, one day I was like 38 years ago, man. I was just a fetus in my mother's womb, floating around in the old amniotic fluid. And here I am, 37 years later, in the fetal position in the bed going, oh. How's that sound? Is that alright, is it? Joe Rogan job. Look at this, man. Full setup. It is great to be off the drink, but you'd be juicy for the crack like you would. Pete Cass, a.k.a. French Toes O'Toole, he's a great man for staying off the drink. Mikey Higgins knows what I'm talking about. I'm drinking the final bag of blueberry flavoured tea with a dash of Bonya. Bit of milk just to touch it up. So today I was going to talk, or tonight, I should say, it depends on where. If you're Daniel Hertzler over in Alaska, you'll know the crack. Trippy seeds indeed. Watch the scandal, lads. I like the way the boys are chatting. It's a nice little community. Ooh, pucka night tea. Donald Cotter, a bit of chamomile there just to slink off into the heat of the night. Listen to that lad having a good munch for himself. He's having the remainder there of the korma that the young lad didn't eat. So straight out of a fucking jar, man. What's it called? Patrick's. I seen the jar of that going for 150 the other day, and I was like, I'm gonna have to get it, man. Mark King, I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. So today I was going to talk about two things just to start the ball rolling. First thing is, I was on Twitter today. And for any of you who don't follow me on Twitter, at Eddie Durkin, I also have a Mark Maloney one, but it's handy just to do that. Let me see. So I was looking at this thread, right? David Attenborough has come out. It's on again. Twitter is probably like overpopulation, and just they enjoy the idea of touting the likes of fucking Aldous Huxley and all these lads. JD Nelwis, Danny McCarthy Thompson, how are you now, Martin? Any chance you could call Caleb an intellectual dwarf? Caleb, I heard you're an intellectual dwarf, man. It was Danny McCarthy Thompson who said that. Right, where am I now? fucking, where's this old David Attenborough job? Oh, here we go. Sir David Attenborough says we've overrun the planet. So, like, yeah, there was an argument to be made for that, but I retorted to this thread by saying there's more than enough space and resources. The pricks running the show, hand over fist for profit, are the problem. The world needs conscientious, considerate humans, and that's pretty much it. I mean, I think you do get some ignorant pricks, but I think most people in Europe are kind of privy to environmentalism, even though you will go down. If you're driving from Galway back to Mayo and you see some asshole is just throwing a load of Supermax shit out the window, that that's one thing that really pisses me off, is dickheads who just throw. You're finished eating a full meal and it's like, oh man, got to keep the car clean, so you just fuck everything off out on the side of the road. How the fucking do you head in, man? I once seen the lad throwing cans around up here, man. Put me big toe up his arse. The guys are after me now. If I ever did see David Attenborough, I'd make pure hands, says Kevin E. Murphy. I bought some 6-time CBD oil concentrate. Just started. How is that going for you, Danny? Maybe you might send it out, drop in over to fucking Sweden, man. Hit me up in the old fucking Discord job. Oh, that's a nice brew, that is. So yeah, David Attenborough. This is the thing about all these people who you've grown up. Oh no, he's got the shits again. Come here to me, come here. So this lad, he's wearing a jumper now. Come here. Look, he's like a hipster stagehand. Look at this guy, man. What's going on? Such muscles. This fella needs to go for a run soon. Someone's laughed bangers for a place. What was that? Huh? The fuck was that? The fuck was that, man? Huh? The fuck was that? The fuck's going on? Huh? The fuck was that? Fuck me. Oh, you Niamh O'Connor, you're very welcome. So he basically lick out beach job. He kept licking around his pipe to the point where he just like bit a hole in himself. So yeah, it cost me 50 quid last week. So now he's wearing what looks like a leotard for dogs, and it looks very nice. It's called Buster. It's like a thermal kind of thing for a dog. So every time I have to take him out for a toilet break, I have to take his back legs out and pull it up, so it just looks like he's naked from the waist down. It's kind of funny. So today he had a dose of the shits when I was out with him, and he's got all these like long fluffy hairs around his ass, and he just took a dump in a flower bed over across the street, and what can you do? And then he stood in his own crap and managed to shit all over himself, so I had to clean that off when I got in. That was a nice little touch. Clinkers. Rachel Coyne, beautiful dog, Martin. Will you feature him more? Well, here. Hey, what's this? What's that? What's? Come up here. Come here. What's this? Come on. Well, I'll try to, Rachel. I'll try to. Siamese beats. Have you a favourite dinner guest you would love to have? It's a good question. I mean, like most sound people would do, really. I haven't really thought of that. I do have people over for dinner quite a bit. I'm quite, I'm decent for putting a bit of grub on. So I'm not a bad host, man. I'm not a bad host. It would be nice to I'm thinking about getting like a crew together here in Sweden, but I'm gonna just go up on the Facebook has this page called TV Freelance. So I might just get a couple of students who are good crack, and then just start making. I can't really do it by myself, man. So maybe I could just go to people's dinner parties and film it, and then just cut the best bits. Shawnee Thornton, how's the form, Martin? Any crack in Sweden? Just a fair bit of crack in Sweden, to be quite honest. Good bit of crack. Friendly white lads back in town. There's a Castletown and Wexford senior football champions too. Fair play to them. Fucking provincial champions, is it? Now, where was I? I was talking about David Attenborough and Java McDonald, and all these lads who you grow up with, and they're in your house as a kid, and even though they're not family members, they have your parents' attention growing up, and the fact that your parents give them so much of their time kind of solidifies them as being important people. So when you get the likes of David Attenborough telling people that the world is overpopulated, and he's probably into the crack of the old We need to bump a few lads off. Georgia Guidestone boys. And Liam Healy and G. Joseph Daly. So, yeah, and then people are like, oh, yeah, geez, just we'll have to... I mean, what's next, man? I wouldn't be surprised if there'd be some sort of campaign where it'd be like, do your part for the planet and jump off the cliff. We're having the annual cliff jumping exercise, and we're going to take a good 1,000 people and just walk off the cliff and do your bit. And then you get all these people like these birth strikers going, oh, I can't stand this anymore, what we're doing to the planet. I mean, not having children is one thing, but definitely I think I'm going to do my part for the world and jump off the cliff this Friday. And I wouldn't be surprised if people just fucking did that. You know, that's the way it's going. And, you know, obviously I'm fucking joking as well. I started college in UCD there today, all online, some shite. Yeah, that'd be boring enough. Like, it's working from home. And I mean, sure, I don't get fucking tap done. Where are those lads that look like Motley Crue in the 80s? Most of them are back in Sweden now. And Danny lives in Poland, Krakow. Rob McMahon, and go and building a castle out in the woods. Do you know what? That's a fucking great idea, man. If you can get hold of the fucking stonework and a couple of boys to do the masonry and plumber in, man, and then you'll be doing all right. Liverpool 3, Arsenal 1. Yeah, that was a nice little touch. I was watching Leicester and Man City last night, and then I seen Liam Gallagher just written "fuck off" in block capitals. Obviously, I wasn't too impressed with that, but yeah, you know, I'm liking the way the Premier League is shaping up this year. I mean, you have like I'd like to see a lot of scousers would be like, "What are you fucking talking about? You can't be a Liverpool fan and an Everton fan." But I would like to see Everton go back to the glory days of like Liverpool Merseyside teams being up the top. Yeah. I thought Noel was the bigger fan of the two. Now they're all three of them. Paul as well. All three of them are religious fans of Man City. Joseph, I live in Sweden, man. Sweden. Would you ever do a podcast with the Sheamus Wrestler? Yeah, I contacted his agent or his manager in Dublin via Instagram, Ray Senior. But I might have to get on my Irish phone. I probably have his number, so I'll have to open that. But it's some old slow Galaxy Core from a few years ago that I bought 5 years ago, so it's a pain in the hole opening. You have to delete years of shite from Facebook, and I don't want to go into it, man. Your dad was gas on the phone last week, proper gas old Irish man that you'd have the banter in a pub. Well, I tell you one thing, that man would be the first man to have banter with. He's a great man for doing the tic-tac from horse racing as well. He's like this, oh, up on the inside, no, 10 to 1, and he kind of thinks everyone else knows what's going on with tic-tac, but it was just him and John McCrurick and a few other lads. Why did they move to Sweden? The crack, then women, then kids, then fucking stuck. What do you make of Luke Ming's gaff today? Tell me more about that, Ben Daly. I want to see more about Luke Ming. What did Ming say? Ming's after you. I think I have a song from Ming that Tordorf and myself did a couple of years ago. He did one version. I didn't know. I think his version was a little bit better produced. Fair play to him. I put Ming in. My iTunes store session has expired. Get the fuck out of here. Second now. One second. Annoying the way you can't even listen to your own music that you've uploaded yourself on iTunes. Fucking assholes. Paying nothing to the artists either. Bring the Merciless is after you. Password's incorrect. Oh, this is fucking bollocks, man. Can't even remember the fucking thing. I don't know, reset my fucking password. Bear with me now. Bear with me. I do what my password is. Well, that's a pain in the hole. Fuck it. I might have it here on this, and I'll play it for you. It's called Ming. But in the meantime, what was the crack with Am I Rich? Rich in spirit, mate. Rich in spirit. And the crack. But absolutely no sense when it comes to finance, unfortunately. Now, bear with me now. Bear with me now, everybody. And I'll put myself an Tardaf song up. Right, so this is Tardaf's version. This was from 2012.
Irish politics is bullshit. There's your man. And if I don't have posters up, I don't get any fucking votes. Man, you really did a good thing. Yeah, man, there's a skip outside my house full of mattresses. Man, you really made my heart sing. Yeah, man, remember me, your old smoking butt from before you were TD. Things have changed now. Times aren't the same now. You've gone all political and left me down memory lane. We used to smoke hash every night or every day, just before we head to Nocturnes or the Roisin to play. We wouldn't play gigs, we'd just stand around chatting, wearing long coats. We'd have beards, we'd stroke the beards. We were only in our 20s and stuff, but we'd drink pints. We'd be nice enough, we'd smoke rollies out inside the pub. We'd smoke rollies inside the pub because there was no smoking back then. And then we'd go home and we'd smoke weed until 5 in the morning, me and you, mate. And now you're gone. I don't have anyone to smoke with because I'm still here and you're fucking swanning off to the doll and all that kind of stuff. What happened, man? Do you still smoke? I write you every day. I'm your biggest fan.
So that was his version, which I think is better than mine because mine was a bit all over the fucking shop. This was my version then. Doesn't even fucking play. Typical. It's not actually letting me play my own fucking song, man. Oh, here we go. Yeah, that was mine, but obviously wasn't mixed very well. Tardaf can shred licks, actually. He's been playing guitar since he's about 14, so he started earlier than me. He was always one of these lads who was like, "Oh, I can play." What's that fucking Coldplay song? In my space, Yeah, he was playing that, and I was like, "Ooh." Myself, him, and Kinsler, it was like the three of us started playing music. And anytime one of the lads had learned something that was impressive, the other two would be like this. Like we could never just go to each other. Fucking hell, man, that was a really good job. Fair play to you. I had started watching Simpsons again because I got Disney Plus here. And I realized, like, back in the day when Simpsons was on TV all the time, it really helped to bring everyone together with the same sense of humor. And I've forgotten how funny the Simpsons are. It's just fucking packed with gags and maybe some weird stuff. I don't know, but I think they just need to stop playing more Simpsons again and just let the outrage pass, and then everyone gets back to having a good buzz. But I think this is the thing with the internet as well. It's also diverse. I mean, you lads are watching me when back in the day you'd be watching Monday nights on Network 2, Podge and Rog and stuff. I heard the creator was on Epstein's plane. Just because I said that, I bet it's going to go into like demonetized. Simpsons stopped being funny about 15 years ago. It's woke shite now. I didn't even know it was still going. But the episodes I've been watching was up to about 15 years ago, because I even remember fucking hell, like I always thought Simpsons a bit more, because if you look at The Simpsons, it's like Marge meets Bill Clinton. He's like, well, Marge, you look great, and I wouldn't say that to anybody. I've had sex with pigs, and I mean real pigs, Mr. President. But there's some fucking great lines in it. What are your favorite bits in Simpsons? Let's have a little talk about Simpsons. Sometimes I watch South Park, yeah. Just you have to go onto special places on the internet to watch it. At season 15, John Swartzwelder, he was keeping balance, and he said, "Fuck it." Oh yeah, I mean some of the early episodes that were really good episodes, like the monorail, were written by Conan O'Brien as well. So he had some good contributions. But one of the funniest ones I watched was, Jade, you say your daughter's not ready for it. There's a few things like I'm watching it with my kids. There's a couple of things. What does that mean, Daddy? I'm like, I'd rather not say. So you kind of gotta kind of filter it out a bit, I suppose. But who else? There was one very funny one I watched where they got snowed into school, and there's a bit where Skinner goes to the hamster, chew through my ball sack. And I remember watching that when I was 18, going, fucking hell, man, they're really pushing the boat out on this. But it is quite risque, some of the stuff they come out with. Bit like the Hardy Bucks, hidden meanings kind of job. Are the women picky in Sweden? Me and my mate are moving to Sweden as a shagging duo. Shag Nasty and Muttley job. Mate, if you've got any bit of crack and you're well dressed and you know you're halfway good looking, you'd be all right. Some of the absolute fucking stink dogs of lads I've seen with absolute 10 out of 10 women over here, and I'm like, wow, fair play. And then they go back then to fucking wherever they come from. And everyone's like this, go, wow, can I steal your woman, man? Look at me. Actually, that happened to me back in 2000. My ex, this goth chick I used to go out with, she came over for Stephen's Day back in 2003. And there was a lad called Jerome, and it was in a mate of a friend of friends. And he was like this going, Martin, like, look, she can stay at my place, but I don't have any room. It's only enough room for her, but I'm sure you could stay with one of the other lads. I'm like, oh, wow, man, that's a really generous offer. So, so she gets to stay with you after drinks, and you'll take care of everything. Like, oh, yeah, man, I look after her. And I was like, wow, fucking hell, man, that's it. Even though she came specifically to see me. Johnny O'Sullivan, any crack? South Park is awesome. New episode this week, pandemic special. That'll be a nice touch. There'll be no mockery of your name, Mr. Glasscock. Mr. Black. The entire McBain movie on YouTube is priceless. Oh, I'll have to get that up. That is, hey, McBain, me and the wife have bought ourselves a boat. It's called the Live Forever. Nice. Let's see if I get this up. Man, I really want to get this. Oh, man, Maloney's Digest is going live. That's good. Let me see. McBain, I put that up for you. McBain, full movie. I'll save you the hassle. So put this in another window. I tell you one thing, they got it right on Woody Allen. Now it's time for my Woody Allen impression. I'm a neurotic little nerd who likes little girls. Mike Tyson Mysteries, absolutely hilarious. I haven't seen that. Isn't that one of those Adult Swim videos? It's American lads, Adult Swim, man. Robot Chicken. Fair play to Torstein and Cowboys. Some boys for the running. Yeah, they are, man. I should have done more videos, but I've been absolutely slammed with time and energy and shit to do. And just getting like a spare minute. Like here, it's a fucking madhouse when the kids they're off school. They've got a bit of a cold, and if you got any bit of a runny nose or anything, it's like, no, they can't come in for 2 weeks or some shit. The goggles, I do nothing. It'd be great if I could get this OBS working once and for all, because then I could just start, as I said, trolling people on Twitter. Once and for all would be great. Oh my God, I go, Billy's dead. They slit his throat for you to hear. Hey, I'm trying to eat my sandwich here. Yeah, man. Mendoza. Any old crack? Shall I ring my mate Joseph? Because Joseph usually he comes in or he watches. He's a long-time viewer. Hasn't really been on it yet, so I might give him a bell. See what the crack is with Joseph. He doesn't even know that I'm gonna ring him live on the air. Joseph. No deal. He'll probably ring me back in a minute. Come on, Joseph. Let me open the old Discord and see if there's any hard lads in the and jump in, man. Jump in if you don't know about it. Just fucking, I'll send you the link now and you can hop in. Sting's Digest, yeah. So for anyone who hasn't joined, Joseph's been gulagged. How we Ryan, any crack with you? Who we got on the line? Actually, I think I just fucking sent a link to my own Discord. Let me just get rid of that cunt there for a second. I'm gonna put this in instead. So if anyone wants to jump in and have a little chat on Discord, fucking be my guest, man. Be my guest. See my gorilla chest. The voice channel is open. Back in 2001, I was obsessed with Aqua Teen Hunger Force on Adult Swim. That was good fun. Fucking Space Ghost and the boys. You got 2 Discord servers. Yeah, I have the Hardy Bucks patron. If any boys are interested in becoming a patron, hop in here. Hop in, throw a few fucking shillings. I'm saving up for a class computer, right? Or a decent kind of computer. You watch Social Dilemma? No, I haven't seen that, but my mate Rod has been telling me about that. He said it's a good show. It's on Netflix, is it? It'd be good crack to watch something. I was thinking I could technically. Well, that wouldn't really work. Well, it probably would. I don't know. I was thinking about just doing this so I could watch things on the TV. I just don't fucking know, man. Danny Hertzler, man. You can come on for an old chat. Tell us about wrestling Kodiak bears up there in Alaska. We got in the Sting's Digest, we've got Galway car meets. A lot of boys meeting up in a car. I seen some mad bastards in I think it was in Seattle by the Sky Needle, just diffing around in a Ford Mustang, and then a bunch of people just got hit, and then they continued driving. I don't know what the fuck's going on over there in the States. When are we getting Dirk and Does Dallas just fucking pounding away, man? I got this thing as well, just to really enjoy the crack. There's a song that I would fancy doing for the crack. For the crack, man, for the crack. Maybe it's time to get Stateside back on, but you know, it goes into mad territory. But I think I got about 200 missed messages off him the other day. And he was like, "Where's my Netflix money?" And I was like, "Fucking, you'll be waiting a while on that, mate." So I'll sing this for you boys. Well, I don't know how I came here tonight. I got the feeling that something ain't right. I'm so scared in case I fall off my chair, and I'm wondering how I'll get down the stairs. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. Yes, I'm stuck in the middle with you. And I'm wondering what it is I should do. It's so hard to keep the smile off my face. Lose control, I'm all over the place. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle of stateside. And he put it into private mode because he was threatening to bomb people I know. And if the word got out about his crazy ways, I'd say, please, please. Harry Ramsden's all you can eat. Well, Martin and I went to Harry Ramsden's. I did the all you can eat fish and chips challenge. Nobody had ever done it at the time. Only about maybe 106 people had done it at the time. You go, oh, you want to see the size of it? Close left to me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. One in the old to-do job. Handy old fucking crowd pleaser. It's all about the crowd pleasers, lads. It's all about the crowd pleasers. Do you know what I mean? Great song to cut a fella's ear off by. Michael Madsen job. Here am I smoking crack with Daniel O'Donnell. Here I am smoking crack with Daniel O'Donnell. How are you doing? Throw some requests in there and I'll fucking do a few tunes for you. I'll do some tunes in a real kind of Irish country kind of way. So throw us a few, and I'll be like, let me see what kind of. Come on, Eileen. We'll do a bit of Come on, Eileen, will we? I was going to do a cover of Puddle of Mud's About a Girl. Maybe I could do a cover of that Nirvana song in Midwest radio fashion. We'll do Nirvana as one of the boys down the Hagen back in the day. Widen is a friend I do, with an ear to lend I do. Thank you for the show I do. Want you to have a clue? You take advantage now. You hear me out to dry. Sure I can see you every night on the tick. Sure I'm standing in your lane, I do. Hope you have the time, I do. Pick a number or two, I do. Have a date with you. You take advantage now. You hear me, I can try. Well, I can see you every night for free. That's my favorite song. an easy friend. I do with a hand to lend. I do think you fit this shoe. I do. I do. I do. Take advantage now. Hang me out to dry. I can see you every night. That was a bit hit and miss. That was, to be honest with you, bit hit and miss. I just want to be a doorman. Play this one for the junior set, musical practical. Fucking fair play, Eric Ian Rowe. Doesn't come close to Puddle of Mud version. I'll see if I can do an emulation of that. Take advantage now. Let me out to dry. I can see you every night. Didn't even stick to the chords there, but you get the general idea. What the fuck was that lad thinking, man? Do you know what I mean? It was like, it's a pretty easy song to play. It's not really that hard to sing like Kurt sang it. But you just sometimes if you look at the bassist and the other guitarist and you look at their faces and you're like, they were probably thinking, how did this happen? Was there drugs involved? Was there jealousy involved? Puddle of shite, says Andrew Keneally. Fucking quote of the night, man. Maybe I should get that lad from and just get him on the podcast and be like, what was happening, man? What went wrong? Shane and the Popes. Ooh, bit of Mad Dog McGuinness. Alice DJ, do you think you're better off alone? The irony of that came off the album Who Needs Guitars Anyway? Ellis DJ job. I wanted the fucking disc jockey by the name of Ellis. See if I have that song. Oh, fuck me. They do indeed. E, F sharp, A flat, E flat minor. Okay, that'd be handy enough done. Oh, the E flat minor is a bit of a tricky one, but I'd fucking fudge it somehow. That's not really. Okay. Do you think you're better off alone? Do you think you're better off alone? Do you think you're better off alone tonight? Do you think you're better off alone? Talk to me. Ooh, sure, talk to me. Talk to me. Ooh, you're odd. Talk to me. You're talking shite, man. Do you think you talk a lot of shite? Talking shite around the town. I heard you talking shite about me round town the last day. So I'm talking shite again, but lad, you get a fucking headbutt, you know well it would. We had a fight, it was broken up by bouncers. Bouncers wearing dicky bows and tuxes. They were the best dressed lads in the club. They had lovely starch and iron shirts. One of them looked like a bullock dressed as a man. A man. He looked like a bullock dressed like a man. Missed that on the note there. Now that was Achy Breaky Heart banger. You've never heard of Puddle of Mud, Emma? She fucking hates me. It was part of that kind of early 2000s crack up there with cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Remember the Bullock got loose and the Ballinroe Bull, man. Ballinroe Bull. Spill a drop for the Ballinroe Bull. He was some fucking head of that lad. Hey, fucking Zach is in the Discord call. Hey, we'll have the crack with. How are you, Zach? Are you there? Yeah. What's the crack in Iraq, Zach?
It's going good. We're good, you know. It's kind of chilling at the moment.
Where are you based? You in Dublin, yeah?
Yeah, Dublin.
Oh, Dublin with Zach, and he's back in school. He's back in school doing the LC. That's about it, really. Any old crack in school, Zach?
I'm in 4th year, so, you know, it's just kind of more of a chill year, you know. Like, we don't get much homework, and we don't have to do that much work, so we're allowed to, like, listen to music and stuff in class, so it's kind of, you know, chill.
So it's a DOS, is it?
Kind of, yeah.
That's the fucking way to have it, man. Do you know it's funny enough, yesterday I was thinking about, wouldn't it be funny to open a place called a DOS house where basically people would just pay to come into the place and they could bring their own food and drink. And I was thinking, that sounds like a terrible idea. And I was like, actually, that sounds exactly what a DOS house was. It was the kind of thing that my mother would come in and she'd be like, look at the stairs of the place. It's like a DOS house. So then I looked up what a DOS house was. And it was a place, like a Victorian place where pissheads and headers would have to stay. But it's also where the term hungover comes from. Because if you had a hangover, you'd have lads who literally just sat in a chair and leaned over a rope and slept there for the night. How are you slugging? Eric, got me flight into Longford. It's a class resort. Okay, you in the old country, what is it, Centre Parks down there in Longford. I used to see the video or the commercial on TV to that as a kid, and I was like, class. Oisin Reid says, Zach, cut my life into pieces. This is my last wank. Fair play to you. That was a nice touch. Andrew Keneally, how'd you get into the call? You have this link. Oh, no, that's the wrong link.
Yeah. Up in the Discord. You obviously need Discord to get in.
Yeah, you'll need to get Discord to get into the Mega Mix. Where am I now? So many fucking tabs open. It's like a fucking acid rave.
Yeah.
So you go into the chat there once you need to bring back the old rope chair combo. It'd save a lot of lads money. There was an awful lot. I remember like when I was a teenager, about the same age yourself, Zach. You go to Castlebar or something. It was myself and Kinsella ended up there in I think it was 98. We went over to Castlebar to look at how are you, Connor? Liverpool man. Ha. We went over to see the under-21s Ireland versus Northern Ireland friendly. So we got the job over there as stewards, and we were like, class, man. These lads are pure fucking wow, big boy footballers. But then afterwards, instead of just taking the bus home like normal lads, we decided to go shifting to two young ones we'd met at the
go on.
Yeah, and then they went home, and the two of us had to sleep rough that night, and it was fucking terrible. But that's the kind of shite we'd be doing. So if you found an old rope there on the chair, you would have been happy enough. Like,
sounds like fun. All right, Martin, mind if I ask you a few questions about just kind of like, I know your career, I guess, in acting?
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, you know Republic of Telly?
Yeah.
Remember that? What was that like? Because I know you're in like a few sketches.
It was all right. They didn't really get in touch that much to get me in to do. You know, I did a few scenes, but it was all right.
Oh yeah,
bit low budget,
funny in them. Also, what was the budget for Hardy Bucks like each episode? Because I can tell it's kind of low budget, you know.
But put it this way, you wouldn't be getting fucking Pierce Brosnan in. Put it that way.
Yeah, I can tell.
Hey.
Also, how's Sweden, by the way? How's it over there?
Sound. It's grand. They've a couple of these. You know, they have. You know, COVID inspectors that come into pubs and, Yeah, but the live music is done over here for the time being, and the place I usually play in, they've got a table up on the stage now, and it's just, in fairness, they probably make as much money having a table on the stage than they would do paying someone.
And Dublin's kind of a mess at the moment since you probably know what's going on, but like we're in level 3 and the rest of like Ireland's in level 2. So
third level. What does this mean, Zach? I mean, like, there's so many different levels. It's like
pretty much.
What happens if it gets to level 42? Will someone just take a slap bass out and just go boom?
From what I understand, level 1 you're kind of like New Zealand, where you're grand, you don't have to worry about anything, and everything's cool. Then level 2 would be like fine, but you know, still you have to like wear masks and stuff. Then level 3, like, you know, pubs are closed, which was, you know, like a big shocker. Restaurants are closed and social distancing is enforced and all that. So Dublin's in level 3, so you know we can't go restaurants and we can't be in big areas and pubs are closed. But for some reason we can still go to school.
Well, you've got to get that. You got to get that knowledge in there somehow. Like, funny enough, I met a lad yesterday called Ryan. Soundosh came from Tipperary. He's living down in Marbella or somewhere, Malaga. And he was we were having a discussion about school, and it's just because you can retain information doesn't mean you're intelligent. And it's, you know, and a lot of the way school is done, I mean, the whole point of school is to educate, but they don't really teach anything of interest. Well, they do, you know, your basic reading, writing, and arithmetic, and all that kind of stuff, which is, you know, key to life. But they don't really teach you much outside of like 9 subjects. They should just learn them all.
Well, I mean, fortunately, when you have to do like 5 subjects, so it's kind of like cut in half.
Are you in Tranmere? Are you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really like. I do kind of care about my career, but like, I don't really mind where I go as long as I'm having fun with my career.
What age now? You're 16, are you? 15, 16.
16.
I should look. Don't be worrying about your career now, mate. There's too much pressure on kids nowadays with all this fucking leaving cert shite. I remember, like, when I was in school, it was like it was the be all and the mocks. You know, it was.
Oh yeah, I'm so glad I missed the junior cert. I'm so glad I missed down that.
The mocks. I mean, basically, they're tests that are not. I mean, people are sweating it over the mocks, going, "Oh, the fucking mocks, man!" And
oh yeah,
the mocks. A warm-up test.
I mean, like, well, the mocks were not that good. Like it was good crack. Like, you know, during break, I mean, the boys like go to someone's gaff and just chill or like study. You know, it was good crack. You know. Because like we can just kind of leave when we were finished. We wouldn't have to like go to any classes and all that. So the mocks are all right. Can't even remember what my results were, but it doesn't really matter now anyway.
Hey, get Jack Green on for the crack.
So I'm not worrying about anything. I just want to kind of, you know, chill. You know, just enjoy like the rest of my life. You know, just have a good time.
Yeah, but look, mate, you're what are you, 16? Yeah.
Yeah, 16.
Sure, live it up, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd probably your parents be like, "What do you listen to that fucking gobshite there?" You know, the fucking guy from the Hardy books. Just look, don't put too much pressure on yourself. Kids put too much pressure on. And they're right, Keneally. Keneally knows the crack. Sure, that's 10 years younger than me. Are you there? Have you got your mic switched on?
Well, am I?
Yeah, you're on now. You're live on the air.
I don't know. Oh, am I in?
You fucking are. You sure are. Where are you ringing from?
No way.
Andy, what's the crack?
Portrane, Ireland. Dublin.
Dublin. I'm from Dublin as well.
Salt of the air, man. Salt of the air. We got Christine Perez is joining us from the City of Angels. Decky Schlug. Schlug, do you want to come on for the crack, man? Come on. Keep it salt free.
Oh, Martin, got an song suggestion for you.
Go on.
Get him in.
What is it?
Got a song. Are you still taking song suggestions now?
Alright, fucking do a bit.
Can you do Molly Malone? You know that song from the Dubliners?
Oh, Sweet Molly Malone for the fucking boys from Dublin, is it?
Yeah, cheers to
I
that.
can rattle out a couple of verses. Jack Green
Yeah, go
says,
on.
"No kids, 18 only." Danny Hertz said he was fucking up till he's 27, and at 16, the world is yours, man. It really is. Just fucking live life. Even Sarah tell you that.
What about Maniac 2000?
Oh man, I tell you, I was down in the Cock and Bull there 7 years ago in Sydney, and I'd never seen so many depressed, homesick cases. And there was a pool table. They put a cover on the pool table. There's lads just dancing up on top of the pool table, smoking ciggies in the claw like this, going, "Maniac, maniac on the just got fucking like a maniac." You can see that like they're all wearing like GA jerseys. Fix my mic, is it? Irish Muff Cab has just turned 28 and I'm still fucking up. Look, I'm 37 and I'm still fucking up. Hey,
Yeah, sure. I was in Canada there for a few years.
Kelly.
Only moved back last year. And caught the amount of boys you'd see in the GA jerseys.
Oh yeah, the boys with the guy. Chloe Kelly is welcome as well. It's not nice. It's nice to see some women in the crowd tonight. Reminds me of the Hardy Bucks day.
Rob back inside and the jersey on.
Were you down in Australia? Were you, Andrew?
Sorry, Martin, but I have to head off now. Gotta get my stuff ready for school.
Hey, Zach, you go to Bobos.
Fair sound lag on my. Fair sound lag here.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Zach, I'll talk to you soon, mate. Thanks for dropping by.
All right, see you. Have a good one.
Look,
Bye.
mate, take care. Now, it's just myself, Andy, and whoever else wants to jump. Anyone else want to jump in on Discord for the Krakatoa, east of Java? You know how it be. Friday lunch dinner. Just myself and yourself, Andy. Whereabouts are you from in Dublin? Portmarnock, is it? Gone.
Hey, I'm Swords originally.
Swords, are you? Not a bad old spot. Not a bad
Yeah,
old
no,
spot.
Swords, man, yeah.
Yeah, I had many a fucking greedy feast in Nando's of Swords, the pavilion.
Oh, the old pavilions, huh? And the Chonk Bar.
Oh, the Chonk Bar. Yeah, that was. I remember we were doing a gig there at the Chalk venue a couple of years ago, and they didn't have any like backstage area for us to prepare, and there was the amount of lads just. I went to the toilet at one stage, and 3 stalls. All you could hear was just. And when we were down in this backstairs bit, they kind of fenced off the fire exit at the bottom of the stairs to the toilet. And it was just lads trying to climb over us. It was like 28 days later. You know, you could see us like polo mints under lads' nostrils. I was like, this place is fucking mad crap. County Minor said he hates the North Dublin accent with a passion.
Yeah, well, with a name like County Minor, what do you expect?
Oh, we'll have to get County Minor in for a bit of chat. Come and join the conversation, and we'll hear. Oh, we got someone else. There's a new ringer who's entered the ring. No, it's just myself. Just myself. So, what are you up to yourself? How's the old the LD treating you? Are you locked in, or are you what's the crack? There's a bit of a lag, all right. Anyone else want to jump in for the crack as well? Anybody? Maybe I should put some background music in just so there's no dead air. Be like, lads on the radio, just keep chatting. He's still there, but there's problems with the mic. You're there, you're back, are you? I haven't been playing much Warzone lately, sir. I was actually considering going on and playing a bit tonight, but I didn't fucking. I just thought I'd do an old meet and greet with the crew. Stick on some jazz, smooth jazz. There's a bit of buzzing going on there in the back. Bit of Buzzny Hawks. Do you like memes? Fucking David McKinney, you're very welcome. Maybe I'll put on some smooth jazz in the back just to really enjoy it. Ray Flanny, should I drink the Pabst while stateside? Yay or nay? Ah, yeah, drink it. It's cheap. The Pabst Blue Ribbon when you're in America is like drinking Dutch Gold when you're in Ireland. But then when you get your hands on Pabst over in Europe, it's like, ooh, this stuff is trendy. Hipsters like it. Oisin Reed, have you seen any videos of Buzz's cottage recently? It's been destroyed. Yeah, I tried ringing. I tried texting Todd off about it, but there was fucking no answer, man. No answer back. It's Shawneen says, Pabst Blue Ribbon, it's old style Pabst. Yeah, all this talk of beer, man. All this talk of drinking pints. It's getting me down, my love. Like the man in the desert. Desert. What's going on? Someone's got to turn down the volume in the back. Who we got in the? Is it
my fault? I got it now, right?
Christian Perez, you'll have to turn your volume down a bit, mate, and the background volume.
It's good now, yeah?
Yeah. Not too
How's
bad.
it going?
I'm all right, man. Fucking Gavigan, man. Hey, Gavigan, jump in here. We'll get Gavigan in the mix. Fucking Gavigan. Install Discord there, Gavigan, and jump in there.
Martin, you get the album done or what?
Yeah, I've got to ring your man and sort out a price for the studio time. Andrew, mate, I think there's a fair bit of buzzing going around. Someone's sending you messages like the wind.
Sorry, yeah, it's fucking Mark Shorthall's buzzing away to me there.
Markin Shorthall, is it?
He's a good friend of mine. I know him well.
Should we get Gavigan in the mix as well? Gavigan, jump on.
Try and get Mark Shorthall in on this as well if we can.
I should bring him in. Any old crack?
He's listening.
Any old crack in LA there, Christine?
No, man, we're still on lockdown.
Yeah, since when?
Months ago. It hasn't really lifted, but I mean, people are still going to work, and some schools are open, but a lot of the stuff is online, though. I'm still online. LA County won't have in-person schools until like December 1st.
I was going to say, Dave McKinney says, who'd win in a fight out of Rocky Erickson and Brian Ormond? Brian Ormond. Are you familiar with Brian Ormond over there in the States, Chris?
No, never heard of him. You want me to Google him now?
Please do. It's funny. I remember seeing an episode of Celebrity Taoiseach, which basically translates to celebrity manager of football teams, and himself and Pippa O'Connell, whatever the fuck her name is, who I was actually in college with for a year in Ballyfermot. And I remember meeting her at some daft award ceremony there a couple of years back. Maybe it was fucking 9 years ago. And anyway, fucking good while ago. And I was like, "Hey, Pippa, I was in college with you there." And she goes, "I don't remember that." And I was like, "You'd fucking remember me talking shite like that." But the two of them were in this celebrity Banister thing as if everyone loved them. Like, that's fucking cute. I'm Brian Ormond, man. So Brian Ormond, bit of a fucking, I wouldn't even call him a greaser. Just
he looks like he'd have a hard time killing a fly, never mind in a fight.
Mate, you know, I would if someone had dropped him into if someone had dropped him into a damp cardboard box, I'd fear for him.
Mayor Martin, is there any hope you're reviving Donny the Dunesman?
Donny the Dunesman. I'm Irish. I'd love to actually. That'd be fucking brilliant crack. Your man
There's no poverty in America.
Well, you know, your man who directed it was Peter Foot, who did Young Offenders. Jeez, this.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Hey, the buzzing, man. Take the phone off the table, Andy. It's you'd be getting people excited.
I thought that was you.
I'll sort that out now if I can.
Or is it you, Chris?
There you
go. It's not me. I'm using the computer, so it's not me.
No, it's me. I have to vibrate on, you know. Getting a bit excited.
Gonna put that on. Do not disturb.
Wave 2 is incoming. There's an awful lot of these waves, man. Fucking, it's never going to end. Until, like, you know, there's been a lot of viruses and weird shit passing through humanity in the last couple of millennia, and now all of a sudden, everyone's like, "Oh fuck, close everything." It's like, just get on with it, man. Do you know what I mean? Just fucking get on with it. Simple as that. I'm not going down this fucking rabbit hole
in the
again.
right place for it.
Huh? Yeah.
You can still go to the pub and have the crack.
Oh, and you know what? There's a fucking. I never thought I'd ever hear myself say there's a bit too much crack in the pub. A bit too much crack. Sad day when a man says that.
You know.
But you know what? There has been lovely pints. Fantastic Situation. That's a fantastic name, man. What's cracking, you beautiful ginger?
Would you get a good pint of Guinness in Sweden now, would you?
Do you know what? I was always skeptical to the pints of Guinness outside of Ireland, but I had one there last week. A lad I used to go training with, I met him on the street and I said, "Oh, we go for as my dad say, a fresh pint." And we had a pint, and he goes, "Oh, I've got a lovely surprise for you." And he brought out a pint of Guinness, and I was like, "Oh fuck!" I thought he was going to bring like a gin and tonic or something like that. But then I have to say, I did enjoy the creamy Guinness. It was all right. It was grand. I quite enjoyed that.
So you're telling me your taste buds are so good you can tell the difference?
What are you saying, Chris?
I'm saying I can't tell the difference between one pub to another. You guys can tell the difference.
Well, I don't know if it's something. I mean, if you're drinking in Dublin, it's literally piped in from the factory into the pub. So 5 a day in one glass says fantastic situation.
True.
Do you know what I mean? So I enjoyed it. It was a nice touch. It was a nice touch. I wouldn't a pint of Copperberg. No, John Joe McGonigal knows the crack. There was a while where they brought Copperberg's 7% cider into the pubs in Ireland, and it was short lived.
No.
Yeah,
Dangerous game.
It was a dangerous game for the same price as a regular one. I was like, this is fucking brilliant, man. They don't even serve that shite in pubs in Sweden. But you get fucking. There was a lot of people lushed up to the gills, man. Josh Richards loves Guinness. It's delicious. It fucking is, man. It's nice old stuff. The boo died there for 4 or 5 years ago. Says yeah, Scrumpy Jack on tap. I tell you, some of those places in England have this flat cider that just comes straight out the tap, and it's like, whoa, dangerous stuff. You could sink one of them like you drink a pint of water. Drinking Sean's Bar, Athlone, oldest bar. Hey, John Joe, tell Tim I was asking for him. I was supposed to get him on the podcast, actually. He was telling me stories about Sean's whiskey and the story about how they tried to get it as close. He was telling me the story about the monks that had... they discovered the distilling process from the Moors while on a pilgrimage to Spain, and they came back, and the byproduct of perfume was alcohol. So they brought that back and they sold it to the Vikings, and the Vikings then called it aquavit. So he'd be an interesting man. But that's Sean's whiskey. Fuck me, it was good stuff. Joneses and Waterford blends their own whiskey, number 9. Ooh, I should fucking send a little. I should set up a post box over here. And then people can just send whiskey and CBD to me. That'll be a nice touch. And I can open stuff online and be like, here's the fan mail.
Give me your address.
2020.
Give me your address. I'll send you some nice stuff from out here in LA, if you know what I mean.
Hey, Chris, I do. And that's the trouble. Actually, I had a couple of people who are on about sending care packages. But then you got to be cute over
You'd
here.
have to fucking 5-0 baiting down the door.
Yeah, you would. So I'd probably... Nice not to have that happening, like. But the CBD, my sister brought a huge vial of CBD over that last Christmas, and I was doing a gig, and she goes, "Have some of this," and for the rest of the gig, I was just nice and mellow. It was nice. Post those edibles.
Pretty sure I could mail you CBD with no problem.
Yeah, I mean, you probably drive on that stuff. I'm an Aquarius, fantastic situation, the most weirdest of all the star signs. Apparently, fucking David McKinney says Martin alienated RTE by maintaining a level of crack that was unprecedented and threatened Des Cahill's position. Desmond of Cahillshire. CBD got me off the green. That's interesting, because sometimes it's all well and good having the old THC, but it can. Is it now officially the age of Aquarius? That's I think that's an interesting question. I'll have to. Age of Aquarius, yeah. I go one way or another. Is it actually 2020? I've heard people talking about this. Yeah, the new fuck me. 2020 is the age of Aquarius on the winter solstice. I wonder is any mad shit gonna happen. Let me look. Age of Aquarius 20 happening. Any?
Can you see the Aurora Borealis tonight? I hear that's visible in the sky. Seeing as you're up more north than the rest of us, would you see it?
I wouldn't see it down here unless it was really cold. I've seen it once or twice where I was like, what the hell was that? But you'd have to go up a good 1,000 clicks for that crack. Let me see.
It's visible in Ireland tonight, so I was wondering, would you see it in Sweden?
Oh fuck me! I've listened to this. This couldn't have been any more predictable. This was written by someone called Uwe. Mystical things, a planetary revolution. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. While opinions differed slightly, many agreed that the events occurring in 2020 would be chaotic and shake things up. She got that one fucking right. Fair play to her. The main triggering point of all this is having these events of planets in Capricorn. The tension has been building ever since Jupiter left Sagittarius and moved into Capricorn in December 2019. And actually, things have been bubbling up underneath the surface for a long time before that. Pluto, as it moves quite slowly, has been pulling. Yeah, but I mean, what are we going to be expecting? It's going to be fucking mental. So March 21st. I don't know what some crack about Pluto. What do the planets have to say about a revolution? This could be quite poignant. Pluto and Capricorn has been forcing us to look into the rules and traditions we need to be reassessed. Well, the world has been an absolute fucking chaos for the last 300 years. The last time Pluto was in Capricorn, the American Revolution occurred. We fought and gained our independence from England because their rule was not working for us anymore. We currently experience another revolution, and this time around, the revolution starts with us. This is what we've been practicing for as we previously learning how to take care of ourselves. Yeah, I mean, you know what? You wouldn't. I mean, the Mayans and the ancient Egyptians seem to have quite a lot of significance for astrological events. And when you think about it, compared to today, they probably had a lot more of a knowledge about the events in the stars. So I mean, if the moon has an effect on us, according to our location manager Kieran. He said I used to work in pubs, Martin. You know what I mean? And the most dangerous night you can go out to the pub is if it's a full moon on a Tuesday night. You'll only meet the most maddest pricks, and try and avoid piss ups on full moon on a Tuesday because you'll meet absolute nutters. Tuesday night's a shite night anyway. Is Venus alignment with Uranus? Good one, John Joe. R. Flanny, ancient alien is the crack, but I find all the actually facts and how things link up all over most interesting. Well, funny enough, I had this time last year for me. I was going through a personal fucking shitstorm that I hadn't seen. Today marks the 16th anniversary of two shitty things happened to me in one day. My mate dying when I was out with him, and my first girlfriend. We broke up on the same day, and that was a fucking nightmare of a situation. But this time last year, a lot of other personal shit happened that felt like it was out of my control. Do you know what I mean? But it is rough. But look, it's life, and the thing is, hard times will happen. They're they're unpleasant surprises. But then you gotta just fucking get through it, man. Do you know what I mean? Action Bronson's new album is called Only for Dolphins because he said only dolphins can understand the intergalactic level he's on. I'll have to fucking check that out, man. Action Bronson, what a name.
Because Fuck That's Delicious on Vice. He got a good show. Some great restaurants he goes to.
Oh, he's the lad who does the cooking, is he?
Yeah.
So he's got a musical career as well.
Yeah, that's what he started with, and then he started doing Fuck That's Delicious on the side. And I think that's taken over his musical career, maybe. I don't know.
Hey, I'll tell you one thing, Chris. By the looks of things,
right.
That took over his waistband as well.
Oh, he's always been a big boy, though. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. He
Yeah, I've been to a couple of restaurants out here, one in Santa Monica and one in, Venice. I think it was Venice. Had some really good meats, though. He knows what he's talking about.
Man, I really wish I could get some fucking proper coin behind me with production crew, and then I'd fucking churn out some solid stuff. But it's very difficult to do it all by yourself. At least if you have a producer who's saying, right, you're up at 7, you got to go here. We're going to go to this, and just I don't know if anyone's got any ideas because I'm kind of like 1 foot in Sweden, 1 foot out of Sweden. But I need to fucking get some sort of solid funding. Maybe Joe.ie, one of those boys, but just get the fucking coin to get the setup because I need to be cooking. You know what I mean? I can do a bit but anytime I watch that Fuck That's Delicious, it's always when there's no food around. It's like, oh fuck, what I do for some spicy chicken wings over here, man. They'd love me in Japan. Yeah, I'd love to, man. I was hoping to kind of just like I would like to go traveling around the globe and just make videos of me traveling around, just meeting headers and eating local cuisine. And I'd like to do shit like fucking, you know, as I said, catching crocodiles and meet some of those kind of lads and do a scuba diving with sharks and just mad shit. Like, you should throw these YouTube lives on podcast platforms. Do you know what, Oisin? I was thinking that. I was actually thinking about doing Maloney's Digest. So do these on and then just stick them up on iTunes, because it'd be a bit of crack as well. What do you think, lads?
Yeah, sure.
Once Power Productions comes off, we're gonna come over here. We'll do our own little fuck that's delicious. Don't worry, buddy. Just give it some time.
Yeah,
The big game hunters.
big game hunters, just fucking
Traveling the
shooting
world,
elephants with
play
McDonald's
blackbirds.
straws and paper. Dr. David, word to all you Maz. Fair play. We got a lot of hard hitters in the chat tonight, which is nice. But I don't know. I'd like to Bald and Bankrupt. What's that about? It sounds a bit like me in about 10 years. Bald and Bankrupt. Fuck me. That's a. Let's get. Where is he from? Brighton and Hove. Thanks very much for
Rigged
the.
against Man United, the cons.
Fuck me, he's got 2.21 million subscribers. Could you imagine if he did a fucking live stream, the amount of coin coming in?
When I was growing up in the 1980s, there was one country that fascinated me more than anywhere else,
Russia.
and that was the mysterious little land of Albania.
Albania. Fuck me. I'll have to check this dude out, man.
Yeah, he's very good.
I never
A
even
great
heard,
channel.
never heard of that before. Yeah, doing that kind of shite would be a good laugh. $2 Indian street massage, pain and pleasure.
Would you do a bit of travelling yourself?
I
Martin,
would,
would you?
would do, yeah. I wouldn't mind. I'll subscribe to that lad and check his shit out. But it'd be nice to get some new.
Should I watch that?
Yeah.
Martin,
Mhm.
you've trained in All Stars, yeah?
I was, yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever trained with Hamzat Shamayev, the new UFC contender?
Oh yeah, I heard he knocked your man out in about 17 seconds. Yeah.
He's moving from welterweight to middleweight. He looks like the next big deal. So, did you ever train with him?
What's his name again?
Hamzat Chimaev. He's Chechen, but he's training in All Stars.
The beast. He's known as the wolf. He's a monster.
Hey man, he looks like the real deal.
Let me have a look at
No.
this lad. I don't think he was there when I was there. I haven't been there for about 3 years now. But I've got it. I mean, I should just go back there, because when I was training there, I was, you know, I didn't give a fuck. Maybe I was going to do some shoot fighting or something, but just like you get a bit old. He's got a funny old gangly shape to him, hasn't he?
Yeah, he doesn't look like that much, but he's like the new Khabib, you know.
Khabib.
That man is going to be a world champion by the end of 2021. Just watch.
I put money
He's
on
good
that.
at dishing out a few slaps. Like,
Oh, he'd
Oh,
slap
man.
it. He'd slap any tickle.
The welterweight, he beat the crap in the middleweight. It's like he's like an animal.
Was yeah, I remember the first time I seen Gustafsson in the gym. Like, I remember looking at him, I was like, fucking the size of his legs, man. He was like tree trunks, and he like, I think he's about 6'5".
That's a
Massive.
big boy right there.
Yeah.
Did you see the video of Hamzat finishing him with a body shot in China?
No, I didn't see that actually.
Yeah, he just hit him with a liver shot, I think, kicked the liver and dropped him. You know, I'd say he mauls Gustafsson in China, but you wouldn't know. Gustafsson is a beast.
Yeah, I once rolled with Latifi. Fucking hell, that was a stupid idea.
Oh man, tell us about that.
well,
Fucking hell.
well, the thing is, like, I hadn't done any rolling or ground grappling or anything like that for about 4 years, and I was just going for like light runs. Didn't really do an awful lot, and then I started training at All Stars, and I accidentally went to the elite group, and I was like, sure, look, I'll fucking go in and go up against Latifi. So I did, and man, I don't think I've ever been mauled like that. That dude should have been called the Mauler, not a Gustafsson. But
the Sonny Tickler.
but
That guy is
but
Certainly
you know
the saucy knees given.
I have to say though, after I got such a bad fucking doing, I started going to I was going to the elite group twice a week and wrestling with hard boys, and then after a while I started getting really good at it, and then I got out of it for a while, and then I got my ribs broken in training once, and I was out for a few months, like a month, and then afterwards I kind of didn't really I don't know, it wasn't the same afterwards, but I'll have to go back. There's a place up the road called Hilty that I might go there because it's more of a chilled out kind of jiu-jitsu club.
That's what you want. Yeah, Latifi is a gorilla, man.
Yeah.
I can't believe how Roland McCarthy was.
But sure, he was born like he was on the Olympic wrestling team and all that. Like, I mean, there's one jiu-jitsu is one thing, but wrestling, Roman Greco wrestling and Olympic wrestling, that's a different boat. Like there was an Iranian guy who was training.
Kurt Angle's that.
Sorry.
Kurt Angle's that.
One sec. What'd you say?
It's a Kurt Angle job.
Oh yeah, Kurt Angle.
wrestler.
Yeah. Kurt Angle. He had some jawline. That lad.
You ever trained in SPG in Dublin, Martin?
Once. The one on the one across from what's the name of that nice bar, the library. Is it the library? The one, oh fuck, it's the one across from Yukio. Not Concord, but the other one.
Oh, I don't know that one, no.
It's the one on William Street, South William Street.
I thought closed down, no? The one there is near Georgia Street. It's just off that, is it?
Yeah, I was
Not that close 50 years ago.
Yeah, I was at that one. That was a bit of crack.
Yeah, I was going to go to there, and then I found out it was closed down.
Yeah,
you rolled with Latifi. I rolled with Gunnar Nelson back in the day, and man, it's like you know, like playing with a baby. You know, just no strength, no nothing, just pure technique. That guy is like a ninja.
Yeah. See, the thing is as well. Like, I mean, when the kid quite angle his jawline. Yeah, you know. Now the kids are a bit older. You see, I had to give it up as well because I just didn't have the time with having two kids, and the ex-wife was giving me an awful lot of shite. And I was like, and then it was like, all right, I'll do 2 days, and then it kind of went down to I just knocked it on the head for a bit, and then when you're out of it, it's hard to get back into it because you know that you're going to be in for a month of just getting your ass kicked by lads who were white belts.
You eat for a week or two, you just lose all that conditioning, and it's just you're starting from scratch nearly, you know.
Dr. David said he did an archery weekend with Mickey Joe Hart. We had the world that night.
No, but Martin, it'd be cool that you do a travel show. You know, trying.
Man, I'd love to do a travel show. I was supposed to do one with Owen. I was supposed to do one with Owen there 3 years ago. Another lad called Owen who's a producer, but Collie pulled out of it. And then I did something with Tony Cantwell. We did a pilot. And then fucking your man didn't release it. So like that's like 3 years old now. I still had the long hair, man. Still had the long hair. But it was... see
that show with the guys go training martial arts around the world, and then they end up fighting one of the guys in every martial art.
What is it? Human Weapon.
Yeah, something like that.
They had one...
Human Weapon.
Yeah, they had a similar one here in Sweden called Ralla Swing, which basically means like right hook, and they would do the same crack. They'd go training, and then they'd have a bit of a tip with the lads at the end of it.
Any interest in that?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. Like, I mean, it's just about like if you know, I probably have to get a producer who can get this shit done. But it's the whole fucking COVID thing has fucked this up, man, because you can't travel anywhere now.
True, yeah.
Because I was gonna do an American tour this year and maybe even hit Australia, but that's all fucked. And then imagine the crack if I was streaming from the road somewhere like I did in Poland. Martin, would you ever do another podcast with Stephen Kelly? The two of you, good crack to listen to. Yeah, I would actually. I'll actually get. I'm supposed to get Salmon on, but I'll ring them tomorrow and see if they want to do it and just talk about how the run went. So
that was pretty amazing, huh?
What is it? They did 350K in 3 days.
In like a week. No, I think it was 5 days, but they basically ran a marathon every day for 5 days. That's crazy.
Rushing Reed said the Vipers' fighting performance in the ball alley that time inspired Dana White. The ball alley was the basis of UFC. Good times. I'm probably gonna have to hit the road soon, lads, because I'm up at fucking 7, which is about 6 hours and 15 minutes away. But you're fucking sleep, man. Sleeps for fucking soft cocks.
So sleep's the only thing I've got going for me at the moment.
I've been sleeping all day, man. But yeah, and just remind all of you, if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe and tell your mates. I want to try and hit 3,000 subscribers. What am I on now? What am I on the old sub job?
2.8. You got 2.8.
Sound.
I got 2.8. Oh, it's gone up a bit. Fair play. So you know, I'm looking at. I got 2.8, and then I look at your man, Bold and Bankrupt, and he's like 2.2, and I'm like, shit. But again, it's nice to have this. Like even if one day it did so happen that I managed to off the Irish podcast in the mix, but if I was Mikey Reinhardt
in the chat,
Mikey Reinhardt, thank you very much, mate. That's very kind of you. Mikey Reinhardt's very good with the super chats. Fair play to him. The man is a top tier super fan.
Fair play to you, Mike.
Yeah, I do appreciate it. I was gonna say, where was I now? Yeah, like it's nice to have a small. You know, I think the amount I have is it's a nice amount where it's not too big, and you can kind of have the freedom to express yourself. Whereas if you get to the size of 2.2 million and you say the wrong thing, it's like Huffington Post, Bold and Bankrupt host said something about such and such, and you got a load of cry bullies given out. Then what do you think about cry bullies, lads? How did this happen?
Something rotten. Fucking.
What the hell is a cry bully?
Cry
Your man
bullies.
Joe Rogan's dealing with us at the moment.
Yeah, Joe Rogan, man. He's I've been.
Yeah, we
Amazing man
did a
works.
video on that today.
Did he? Well, like I said on Twitter, Joe Rogan, he's kind of like the weather now. He's so ubiquitous and powerful. He may as well be part of the periodic table at this stage.
Yeah, fair play to him.
It's the gospel of
Yeah, but I kind of think this is all like they're doing this on purpose to bring a little bit more attention to the podcast being on Spotify. You know what I mean? Or it's probably like 5 or 6 people in Spotify that are complaining about it.
Well, you know
why not? I'm talking about it.
It makes
What's
sense.
that thing he talks about? The vocal minority.
Yes.
Is Shawneen from Chicago just hopped in? No, it's funny. Oh, we got Jared Archer. How are you, Jared?
How you getting on, Martin?
How are you getting on? How are you?
Good.
Say
we pop in.
That fucking had to be done. Where are you now?
Cancel culture is true.
Yeah, that fucking cancel culture. I mean, you got to look at it like, where did this shit come from? I mean, things are just kind of taking the piss. Like, I mean, like I was talking about earlier on with the crack with The Simpsons. When everyone was watching The Simpsons together, everyone had the same sense of humor, and now they're going retroactively punishing The Simpsons. But
yeah, ruined the show.
It's bad out. Like, have you ever experienced anything like cancel culture or anything similar?
Thankfully not, because I wouldn't put up with it, man. If someone, you know, if I did find it, I'd just fucking go out all guns blazing. I'd be like, go fuck yourselves.
Yeah.
I did get into a thing there last year with a bunch of just soft cocks, man. And in the first day of it, I was like, oh fuck, everyone's turning against me. It was a bit of a kind of a shock to the system. But then afterwards, I was like, fuck these people, man. These are cunts who I would have no time for anyway. And then I just start going on the offensive. The thing is, you need to like. First of all, like, you should never apologize for something, especially if your mistake in their eyes was made in jest and coming from a good place. Because an apology is never good enough for cry bullies, because they just want, you just have to go. The best form of defense is attack, and that's simply. That's you know, you should never lie down to anyone. As a Big Mick would say, you start up here and then you get you down there, and then when you're down there you get fucked. And always hold your ground and put your feet on the ground and earth yourself. That's what the great Maloney told me once. Stand up and be counted, or lay down and get mounted. Barry McMahon was a fucking great. We got Pantera guy in the mix. Well, fuck, I tell you what, there's a good, for all y'all who've missed this Discord there. So keep in touch with each other when we're offline. Sticks and stones. Yeah, Steve, that was basically the thing. Like, can you imagine being a wild ginger lad like me, growing up in England where you're known as Irish, and then you move to Ireland and you're hyper like me, can't keep your mouth shut. You've got a Merseyside accent, and you're ginger. So I had to put up with an awful lot of shite, and it toughens you up. Like I used to work with my uncle Martin, who was he'd bollock me the whole time, and he'd be like, "What the fuck, you useless bastard!" And as a kid, I was like, "Why is he always so mean?" But like he didn't mean to. Like it was just a bit of he was tempering me in the fire for later on in life. And I think that bit of adversity is important. That people you have to go through that kind of shite, like because
like
building sites.
The way I've done it now,
if you worked on
like safe spaces, trigger warnings, stuff you have at the moment, it's kind of fuck people up.
That's the equivalent of what they're doing with the lockdown by locking people down when they do encounter virus. The fucking immune system's going to be in bits. Exposure. It's like I was talking to a psychologist there a couple of years ago, and I was talking about how if I was doing a gig or something, how to get over the nerves. And he said the only way you get over the nerves is exposure and doing it. Like what I'm doing now with this podcast. This took me years to be able to get to this stage where I could talk comfortably, in front of a live audience. And sometimes it is a bit like, oh, there's a bit of dead air. How are we going to deal with this? But the only way, like, again, I had this conversation with this Irish lad Ryan last night, and it's basically you always have to be moving outside your comfort area. And that's why, like, when I was in All Stars, I was like, fuck it, man, I'll go straight into the elite group and get my ass kicked for a good while. But it's the fastest way when you're thrown in the deep end. It's the fastest way you learn, like, and coddling people, and especially, man, colleges are the worst for the shit now. And a college is a place where you're take care of, and thanks for stopping by. But colleges are supposed to be a place where your ideas are challenged, and you've got to be able to take shit and have a good comeback, And what do you think yourself? Is there credence in that?
Started college today.
Sorry?
Started college today.
Oh, you did? How was it?
Yeah. It was all right, but no, you're dead on. We're looking at some of the clubs that they have in the college, and it's terrifying. Like there's a communism club. Like it's a bunch of scary shit. And for some
college
reason,
started.
Minute.
What do people think? Like, I mean,
that's my stomping ground.
College is stomping ground.
That's my
Patrick Keelsey, thanks very much, mate. Big fan. But
they have like political opinion. They made a club about it.
But I just want to say, what do people think? How do people think their life is going to be if a communist revolution does come to fruition? Do people think they're going to be going around with the same degree of freedom of expression? And I mean, like, man, it'd be shite. Look at the buildings that came out of Eastern Europe after World War II, and then you compare that to the architecture of the days beforehand. It's just the whole postmodernism
and killed.
Sorry.
Yeah, they would end up inheriting rubble. It's kind of how it works. It's never worked before, so how would it work now?
Well, I think the fact that it hasn't worked is the idea of it. To be honest with you, it has worked by centralizing government and taking people's fucking freedom away. That was the whole point of it. County Minor said, I had a load of Vipers cronies go after me in the chat because I had the audacity to say one of them was no crack. Yeah, that's a bit of a weird culty vibe. That's why I unsubscribed, man, because the chat was just, it was a bit like fucking China. Lauren said, college is scary as fuck, but the one I go to is literally has a fucking napping club. Kills the facade a bit. Do you know what? I wouldn't mind a napping club. I'd get right behind that, to be honest with you.
There's a nap room in Maynooth.
There is.
That sounds like one of the better inventions.
Yeah, I'd get right behind. You know what? You've got to hand it to the Mediterranean countries when they have like a siesta during the middle of the day. It's like, imagine if you could go to work, right, and you were tired, because how many of us go to work and we're tired, and it's like, oh fuck this. Like during the morning break, you'd be like, why don't you take a half-hour kip under the desk and you have like a little bed for yourself? I used to do that in Briar Hill when I worked on building sites back in 2007. I used to make, what I used to do is I used to go down in the morning break and get a massive breakfast roll, and that would do me all the way till about 5 in the evening. And then so for the lunch break, usually you'd be out with Owen and the boys the night before in the Roshi, and then I'd find this service shaft that they were building with the scaffolding. So I'd go up there and I took a load of aero board and use my coat as a pillow, and I'd have a good hour and 15 minute kip. That would sort me out for later on then.
Yeah, man. On modern sites now, I used to do that back in the day now, about 10, 15 years ago, but now it's WhatsApp, so they're literally texting you every 2 minutes asking where you are. Come here. So
that's
sites
horrible, man.
No crack.
So there's nowhere to hide.
No, and literally in my last job, the boss was like, "Here, text me what you're doing every hour," because they were trying to get rid of lads like 2 weeks before Christmas.
Yeah.
So fuck that, like, you know what I mean? You have to tell them literally what you're doing, but they're trying to get rid of everyone, you know.
What are you doing yourself? Is it labouring or electrician or?
I was labouring, yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough old job, man. Someone's got to do it.
It's great crack back in the day now when you can hide in big sites and that, you know. But now, fucking with WhatsApp, it's like,
Do a bit of Dawson.
That's right. Who's the new ringer?
Are you sure? Well, I've actually been on here for about, I'd say, 20 minutes, but I never really found an opportunity to interject. I'm Andrew Keneally's mate.
Well, join in, man. How are you getting on? Fiscal
Not
treaty
too bad.
420.
How are things yourself, man?
Yeah, it's grand. It's nice to be able to chat to boys from around the world.
Short, are you finding the old COVID, the gig situation?
Oh, it's fucking ruined it, man. It's yeah. I mean, I like that. That was my bread and butter. And the thing is, I'm not in with people like over here in Sweden. It's like if you try and get into media, it's like they don't want to work with you if they haven't gone to college with you. And to be quite honest with you, I haven't met anyone I want to work with. To be quite honest with you, and even those I have worked with in media, when I meet Swedes, right, I'm too much of. I've been all right lately. But for a couple of years being here in Sweden, I'd look at Swedes and I'd be like, they think I'm a fucking head case. And then you go back to Ireland and you're like, no, I'm just normal. So it's like, but when you work with Swedes, sometimes they're very slow at opening up. You know, it takes you a long time to crack the shell. And once you know them and you've got a good rapport with them, then you're in. But it takes, you know, you'll find a lot of awkward silences, and you're like, so then. Rather, like I can't hack fucking awkward silences in conversation. I've learned to deal with it, but inside you're like, fuck, this is weird. But to a lot of people, it's just like, yeah, this is how you do. And some people, they don't, like the further you go up north, some lads, you'll ask them a question, like you'll try and get a conversation going, like, "Phew, fucking hell, man, Jesus, it's bitterly cold out there. It's like winter."
What's the language barrier like?
Most Swedes speak fluent English, and you get people who are like, I don't speak such good English, and you're like, then you're just having a full conversation with them later on. You're like, you're doing all right, lad. You're doing all right. How long did it take me to become fluent in Sweden? Asked Rachel Coyne. A good while, actually. I mean, I could speak it to a decent degree after about a year and a half, but then I found it very strange trying to find my own voice in Swedish. And now I can speak pretty much fluent Swedish. So, I mean, my daughter takes the piss out of me. She goes, "Your Swedish is so bad," and I would say to her friend, like, I'd be like, "Well, can you understand what I'm saying?" And her friend's like, "Yeah, I can understand." I'm like, "Well, she understands." But there's literally good days and bad days. Like some days I'll be speaking Swedish and I'll be flying it, like, "Oh, fucking class at Swedish," and then there'll be other days.
The kids are Swedish, they are.
Sorry.
The kids are Swedish, they are.
Well, they're raised as Irish in Sweden. So,
fair enough.
Funny enough.
Did you say you were gigging there, Martin?
Yeah,
that was your bread and butter.
Yeah, well, I do music. I play music, and it's usually good crack. But what I was thinking.
So do I. Well, I did.
And you're doing gigs yourself around Ireland, is it?
Yeah. I was in wedding bands and cover bands, and that was my bread and butter as well. I lost all the fucking gigs as well.
Yeah, and it's good crack as well.
That's rough, man.
Yeah.
It's shit, like, but you know, yeah, I'm actually moving into a trade now. I'm gonna start an electrician apprenticeship now soon if I can. You know, if I can land a job.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot to be said for trade. At least you can always fall back on that. And sometimes when I think about what my dad was telling me years ago, get your trade, son. I was like, oh, I'm not interested in that. And now looking back, I was like, if I'd fucking done that, I could have been working.
Yeah,
away
it's
as a
the
chippy
exact
or
same.
something.
Yeah,
Chippy would be a good job. Or
shows
electrician.
how
We got Texas Pete. in
shows
the
how
mix as well.
fragile the industry is.
Yeah, and how's Texas Pete? You all right, Texas Pete? That lad's from Super Ted, is it? Only lads from the 80s would remember that one. Did the Swedes ever recognize me? I've had a few people going, I seen you in, were you that fucking guy in Vikings who got ripped? I was like, yeah, that's me, yeah. But other than that, not really, no.
And who got
I
mauled?
actually met you in town before.
Sorry?
I met you in Dublin City before, actually.
What was the crack?
You were wandering down the road, and I was wandering down the road in the opposite direction as well. And I went up to you, and I can't remember exactly what the conversation. You said something about a saucy knee, anyway, and that's pretty much the only thing I remember because I was fairly scuttered, and I think you were as well.
Where was it?
It was just across the road from the Trinity Bar on Dame Street, just across from the Central Bank, actually, somewhere around that area.
And was there a woman with me? Was there?
There could have possibly. Yeah, I think there might have been. Yeah, I think there might have. This is going back now a couple of years, maybe 3 years or something. You know?
Saucy knee, man. I do remember that. That rings a bell.
Do you remember giving the bus stop the saucy knee? Do you?
Yeah. On Dame Street.
Yeah. Do you remember that? Do you? That was myself.
Across from Spa.
Yeah, and I was actually just crossing the road to meet up with my mate Andrew, who was on the phone here as well. Okay. And then I told him I just met you outside. He ran out and all. You were gone. Yeah,
it's Terence Quartz in the building. Geez, all the ringers are in tonight. All the ringers. What Swedish musicians, artists do you like? Recommend? Soundtrack of Our Lives have a good tune, a couple of tunes. The Helicopters, obviously the Hives.
What about ABBA?
I was going to say ABBA. ABBA are all right, man. They're all right. I remember listening to a couple of ABBA tunes going, you know, I might listen to a bit of ABBA, but then, you know, you listen to about 4 or 5 songs, you're like, all right, I've heard enough for now. Do you know what I mean? Next thing I'd be fucking going, you're terrible, Muriel. Yeah.
They were on top of the world for a little bit, though. You got to give them credit.
Who's this? ABBA.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was a
couple number one hits over here.
As French Toast's dad would say in real life, he'd say, "Oh, you know, the problem was there was an awful lot of jumping in and out of beds going on." Killed the crack, man. Apparently, I remember.
That's what made rumors great.
But I heard stories about Benny and Bjorn taking the Led Zeppelin lads into strip clubs over here back in the 70s when they were recording in Polar Studios. Funny enough, I was with this lad who I met in the bar yesterday, and we were in a 7-Eleven looking at sandwiches afterwards. And I said there was a sandwich called Big Toast. I went, oh look, there's French Toast, older brother. Got a good kick out of that, man. It's nice to meet an Irish lad because I was in a bar and shiting off crack, and he was ordering, and I was like, this lad sounds like he could be Swedish or German, and he's lived in Ireland for a good while. And I was like, were you living in Ireland? Yeah, and he was, it's like, oh, I am from Tip. And he goes, I know you from somewhere, man. I know you. And I was like, do you? And then he went, fucking Eddie Durkin. And he slapped the bar with glee. I mean, like, when you think about it, like, and then he was telling me what a fan of the show he was for years. And I was thinking, how random, just like you go to Stockholm on a holiday and you run into fucking me. It'd be good, you know, you could meet worse people.
And whenever you're over there, do you ever spot Irish people just by looking at them?
Oh yeah. They have the cut of the. You can tell. You can tell.
They have a loud way about them.
Well, as my mother would say, lads, every crow loves their own.
Yeah, I was in Vegas 10 years ago, and I see a few lads walking by me, and I was just like, they stuck out. I was like, oh, no, they're definitely Irish. Then you hear the accent, and it's like, man, that's so random. Like,
hey, was it the Kerry jersey that gave it away?
No, it should have been the Mayo jersey. No matter where you go in the world, there's always a lot with the Mayo jersey, but it wasn't. No, it was just the head and the.
Yeah.
Nowadays in Nashville.
Well, you can spot Irish lads a mile away nowadays because they've all got like Peaky Blinder kind of, or I call them Hovis hairstyles. They look like a loaf of Kingsmill. It's all shaved at the side. Well, I suppose a bit like this, but with more hair. And they're wearing those jogging pants. You know, the skinny jogging pants.
Oh yeah.
O'Neill's jobs. Spot them a mile away, says Jackie Green. I like your hair. I like your hair, Morton. Aye, it is. Yeah.
Is there much acting work in Sweden?
I do a couple of commercials over here. I'll show, if you want to see something funny, I'll show you a commercial I did here a couple of years ago. I put the link up. Not many cunts know about this, lads. Not many cunts know about this.
Oh, getting that on that.
This was a big fucking.
It's on YouTube, is it?
Oh, fact.
Fuck.
See if I find it.
I heard the Swedish porn industry was hopping off, though. Why don't you get in there?
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
There you go.
Just call myself Donkey Kong. Come on, let's see if we can get on YouTube. Yeah, I don't think. Well, I think there is always a bit of a porn industry here in Sweden, but it's not making big strides. I think it's more of a cliche at this stage. Not that I know, lads. Do you know what I mean? Pull the confused. I have to put the old correct touches in now. Need to put the letter O in. Oh yeah, here we go. It's had 337,000 views. You'd see me now with the fucking long hair.
Are you gonna put it on the screen? How are we gonna watch it?
I'll put the link there, so you can see the link in the chat.
Where is it?
Let's have a look at this now.
Ah, yep.
Have a look at that, lads. See what you think of that.
Stick that on.
Do I get asked the same stuff over and over? I do.
Oh, good lord.
Nice.
Yeah. You know what? The fucking I'd say the producer's probably on more in a day than I was for that cunts.
Fucking hell. It's good ad though, you're looking well.
Oh hey, I was fucking beefing it up, man. Hitting the gym.
Yeah.
I seen a fucking great meme yesterday. It said Elton John, great on the piano, sucks on the organ.
Oh, that's glorious.
15 stone of prime Ballyberry beef.
All right, lads, I'm off, but it's time to hop on.
Hey, thanks for sticking around, and good night and God bless.
Good luck.
I mean, I'll see you on the next one.
Take your handy, Manu.
He's got a flute that Peter Piper would play. Yeah, well, look, I'm gonna hit the road, but thanks very much to everyone who's in here and who's been on, dropping in and out. Give the old thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. You know all that shit that YouTube videos say. And
thanks for having us, Martin. We'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, I enjoy it, lads. I enjoy it. I'm surprised our Shawnee from Chicago, Sean, didn't jump in, but you're all very welcome into the old Discord group as well. And
sound.
yeah, having a nice little community going, like, do you know what I mean? And again, if you're a patron of $5 or over, there's the patrons Hardy Books job as well, which a lot of these lads here in the chat are already in. But it's good to chat. As Bob Hoskins would say, it's good to talk. And it's been good crack hanging out with you. And I'll try and get another one in during the week. But until
Thank you. Thank you. It was a pleasure.
all right, Christine and the boys. Good night, God bless. Talk to you later.
Looking forward to the next one.
Fuck, it sounds like a pub. Legendary moment. Legendary moment. Oh,
Texas.
it's like an old lady's grey hair. All right, lovely lads and ladies. I love you and leave you. Good night and God bless, and look after yourself.
Take it easy, Martin.
We're handy.
Good luck to
Good
you, Martin.
luck.
Thank
Good
you.
luck. Take care, lads.
Catch you in the next one.
Good luck to you.
Smash that like button now.